two things come to mind in straight out of that video. So first, the idea of tact, it points to the collaborative accomplishment of a successful scenario amongst various people. The idea of tact really draws your attention to the ways in which everyone is working together to make a successful performance. So let's say, for example, Sam decided to cause a kerfuffle instead of sitting there silently. That would have caused a disruption on the entire subway in some sense. Possibly, if she was raising her voice, she would have had to, an entire scene could have been caused. And then everyone else would have sort of been pulled in to try to decide, what is this situation about? Is this her being unreasonable, and we all sort of need to frown at her and bring back an order where, yes, cell phone use is acceptable on the subway? Or would everyone have sided with her and said, please, can you turn your cell phone off? So that would have been sort of an escalation of the scene. But what it really points to is we all have to sort of collaboratively agree. This is what tact does, collaboratively agree that the situation is either appropriate or not appropriate. And if it's not appropriate, then tact is one way of either sort of submerging the fact that it's inappropriate just to keep order, or it's a way of, or if she was deciding to be untactful, if she was deciding to breach the scenario, the entire new scene would have emerged where we'd have to decide, what is the tactful thing for him to do if she's protesting, right? So there's this collaborative engagement between different people to keep order on that subway or in any kind of performance or interaction. The other thing that scene made me think about was the shifting boundaries between what we consider front stage and backstage. It's really revealed quite well where somebody's on a cell phone on the subway, and that used to be, until very recently, a private activity. It occurred in the home, and so you wouldn't have to encounter that. And so what used to be a backstage activity is now considered a front stage activity, or at least is shifting into the front stage. And when those shifts occur, the norms are also changing around what is tactful. So years ago, I think people might have been angrier when there was someone on the bus on a cell phone in the early days of cell phones. And over time, we've become increasingly tolerant of it, until a point, right? If someone is too loud, if someone is, if someone has somehow crossed the breach, we'll still get angry. But it points to this, as the boundaries between the front stage and the backstage shift, we have to renegotiate what is tactful in a given situation. So it's all sort of shifting around us, the backstage, the front stage, tactful, and what is not.